Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the T.O.A Podcast. I am your host, Onvermel, and greeted here today. I am with Eck.
Hi, it's me, Eck.
And we both said hi at the same time. How's it been? How's it been hang?
Oh, things have been pretty good. It's getting the time of year where normally we are super happy and excited about something, but, well, it's a cold.
This year. But, we'll still buy Lego and make it feel like we, spent
We're
a lot
still
of
going to
money.
go on a drive through the mountains and buy some Lego. We're going to make it a fake BrickCon.
We're going to fake up a BrickCon as best we can, but...
I mean, yes, we could do the online thing, but,
it's not the same. It's not the same, especially when you know what you're missing. At least, like, last year, everyone did it online, so it was fine. But, today, we're not going to be talking about that. No. Today I wanted to more have a discussion about what members of our family like to call dream sets.
In essence, a set that as a child you just dreamed and drooled about getting.
Now, in fairness, though, dream sets for me often turned into sets that got away because I couldn't save money very much. So I basically... I didn't dream over big sets as much as you older siblings did because I just knew I couldn't save the money, so I didn't linger and long over sets. I think the way that how One and the Lost T.O.A did and use well.
I think for the most part, a dream set is a set you didn't get anyways. It's kind of one that got away because you didn't dream about something you owned.
Well, yeah, they were sets that no one ever got their dream sets as kids because these were sets that you really wanted and just kind of couldn't quite save up for, or were before your time, but you always wanted, such as I know how One had sets that came from older catalogs that were not in the stores anymore, and those were a lot of his dream sets. Or, well, back in those days, it was more hit and miss. You could still find stuff in stores.
For an example, one of my dream sets was an adventure set. I forget what it's called. I forget the set number. It has 3 different set numbers. There's 3 different versions of the set. But it came with a biplane.
Isn't this Desert Expedition or something like that?
Yes, I think it's Desert Expedition.
It had a very boring name.
That's one of the names, but I think
that's the one. I think that's the one with the container.
Yes, it has a special container that came in versions of the set. Now, this was featured on the back of one of the catalogs I owned, and I really wanted the set back in the day. But
it's a nice set.
I have no memory of seeing it in stores. Maybe.
But it was certainly sets, did you really...
It was 98 when this came out. I was 6 years old, so, memories are a little fuzzy at that time.
Well, yeah.
So, more likely than not, I just, sat at home after it had already been, out of production for a couple years, wishing I had it.
Which is odd, because, back in the days, you could get lucky and find stuff like that, but something like Adventures...
Not anymore.
Yeah. Especially something like that, certain older sets,
I'm pretty sure this has a little magnifying glasses that hard to find attached to it.
I could believe that. Because I always did feel a little less standard. For me, it was the earliest dream set I can really recall having was also Adventures, at least where it actually felt like a set that I really want. I don't know, it was just me thinking I wanted it. But with the Orange Expedition theme, the Dragon Boat, the the Dragon Boat, I think it was just Dragon Boat? Or it's Emperor's Ship?
I think it's Emperor's Ship.
Okay, Emperor's Ship basically was from the China section. And then I kind of self-proclaimed myself as that was my section of the Orient Expedition by lack of elimination. And I think because it was just a boat and it was just really cool. And I was like, I want this set.
I definitely latched on to the Everest side of the Orient Expedition.
Nowadays with the elephants, you kind of have migrated.
Well, the China part, call it
Asia.
The Asia. Well, Asia's more. They're all Asian.
Okay, well, there's
the China final, the part with the golden helmet,
where the actual's in past. Well, that's basically I think we've always broken up as the Himalayas, Asia, and China, which I know is the stupidest way of breaking it up, but I think that's how we generally broke it up.
It's kind of more like Malaysia, Nepal, China.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, just say the elephant ones,
the jungle.
I'm Elephant Knight. I love me some elephants. In fact, Elephant's Caravan is one of these dream sets. You'd think I would have dreamt about having the bigger one, but no, I dreamt about the one that could probably
be affordable.
I always had plans, but I was a wee lad of 10 who still couldn't save money for the life of him.
Yeah, we were pretty bad with that.
Plus, there was Bionicle.
The other thing about the Emperor's ship was, for me, was like, it was within
reach.
price range. It was a set no one. Another thing was, this is an important thing when it came down to me having dream sets, was a set that my older siblings didn't have. I didn't. I was jealous of big sets my siblings had. Whether it was a set that was larger that they didn't have, I kind of wanted that more to have something more unique because when you're the fifth boy in the family, you have very few sets you're the only one with. I mean,
You want to be noticed.
hence why KK1 with those chrome armor sets were so special towards me, which is why I wanted to actually, I think I liked Orange Expedition so much because they again had chrome armor. Unfortunately, I mean, lost T.O.A got all three big sets in one go. We all just kind of like,
For one heck of a bloody good deal.
he made us all look like plebeians, peasants, fools in a short snap.
Let's just say Dragon Fortress, $25. Enough said.
Yeah, you know, he got a great deal of that. Although, as you were saying with Bionicle, I think you were about to segue. I don't know if I actually had any dream sets with Bionicle, in all honesty.
Well, of course, we have to bring it back to Bionicle once in a while, you know, because it's
I'll keep it alive.
required.
Oh, yes,
But
yes.
Bionicle dream sets that we didn't
Don't get me
get?
wrong. I think we all always wanted an Exo T.O.A because it could fit a T.O.A. I think we all wanted one.
I'd say that probably was the closest one. The Exo T.O.A.
I can say for sure Zacta would have had the Nui Jaga, but that was more
Oh,
of a...
wait,
But
there
for
is
Zacta,
one-
that was more so what got away. Because Zacta literally had an opportunity to get the Nui Jaga, but he didn't know if it was on sale. Because he had enough money to buy the sale price. But he didn't know, and being so young, you don't go to the clerk saying, "Excuse me, Mr. Clerk, is this on sale? Wait, I'd like to know because I don't have a lot of money." We don't do that, so he just basically got a couple T.O.A Nuva, which one was Nuva, so I'm going to hate him for the rest of life for that because he beat me to it. But our older brother, the Lost T.O.A, bought that exact, well, we're 99% sure he bought that exact copy of the Nui Jaga, and Zacta hasn't really forgiven him for that.
There are, I'd say, actually, there's a couple Bionicle sets that were dream sets for us.
Let me think. Besides finding Poitou canisters literally in dreams.
No. You're in the right year, though.
2001. Oh, Tohunga.
Yes, Tohunga. McDonald's
True.
Vitor.
Those
We saw them at McDonald's once, and we wanted them, but we didn't get them, and...
kind of weird dream sets to have, which is why I'm really glad that I did get a copy of Huki sealed. I was the first one, I believe, with a sealed Tohunga, actually.
Well, I think you probably...
Zactab got his opened. His was not sealed.
But he still got the bag with it.
Yes, I remember this specifically because our dad basically said he wasn't going to order the sealed one. Because I know there's a price difference. I don't know if Dad was just like, no, we're going to save you some money, or just where we're shipping from. I remember this. Zacta doesn't really remember this, but I remember this very well being the bystander.
I do not know this memory, but I was
You
not
weren't
involved,
there.
so...
You weren't even there. Like, the Tohunga definitely were a dream, like, just out of our grasp.
Zacta does have a sealed one now, though.
Well, yes, he does. And I've gone, like, I think Jala and Maku sealed as well.
I believe I got a Nipu and Matoro.
And a Hugi. Because we both got a Hugi
Oh, yes,
sealed.
because, you know, those are the ones I have.
Because my original Hugi didn't have a poster for him, because he had a different poster.
Because he wasn't a proper McDonald's guy.
No, he was like a promotion from something later. So basically I got one later on. But like, yeah, outside of Tohunga, like, you would think Bionicle being such a big part of, especially for me, I would say a bigger part of my younger life, because you did kind of have a following. As we said, you had us dimming at one point, and I would say you weren't as ingrained quite as much as maybe Zach.
Definitely during the years, I was
Not by
like the
much.
later years, I was going kind of in and out. My interest was up and down. Like I
Well,
remember
okay.
seeing the Brocky images.
I
at
guess I
first,
can
and was
say.
like, ugh,
Actually,
that's
no.
awful.
I guess I can say I technically had a dream set, and that was Hydraxon. Because back when those pictures the catalog first came out with Hydraxon Maxios, me and Zacta was like, okay, Zacta's going to get Maxios, and I'm going to get Hydraxon. And we, as young boys, we actually played outside in the snow pretending to be those characters. Like, this is how much we wanted these characters. Like I say, the advertisement for the Mari with the, like the whole, T.O.A transport, breaking out, Holy Gadunka, and that whole shebang. Made also Hydraxon and Maxios look really, really cool, but I never got Hydraxon. Zacta ended up with the Maxios and Hydraxon. I ended up meeting with the Maxios for Christmas
and
one
Kurzani
year.
and Lezo.
Well, he got them all.
Zacta went all out that year.
Well, yeah, that year really did. But like,
Worth
I
going all out
always
for.
wanted Hydraxon. He was always the one I wanted. He was my character, but Zacta beat me to him, and I never got him. and then you even beat me getting. I was the last one of the 3 to get a Hydraxon.
I got lucky with
But the
mine.
thing is, by the time once Zacta got Hydraxon, he became very much a Zacta character, Zacta creation that he kind of didn't feel like a dream set of me anymore. I accepted my fate at that point, which is funny because that also happened with Brutaka. Because I remember when that came out, you won an Axon. Zacta mostly wanted Fezzo and Fenrak, and I did want Brutaka. I don't think Zacta had as much of an interest in Brutaka at the time until after he got him, and I think then he enjoyed him even more.
And
But
now
I actually wanted Brutaka like dead ass. I wanted Brutaka first, and I just never got him. I don't think I could just save up the money just because I was also into X Force.
Thankfully, you did get him as a
This is 2006, and yeah, I got lucky enough that my godmother got me. Actually, I got basically a Brutaka and a Gitongu and an almost complete unique Nukeru. That was like one of the best Christmas presents ever because Brutaka first off got his gift, and that guy, I'm so glad I mean, okay,
he is just one of the.
Don't get me wrong, I did have to buy him a second time because I made a deal to get Axon from the Lost T.O.A. Zacta let me get Axon on the stipulation that I build the combiner Botar, which I wanted a more unique character, so I did that. But for my collecting, I needed to build. I need to get a Brutaka, but I liked Botar, so I had to get another one at BrickCon, which even when I praised then, it was still much cheaper than it's going for now. And I think you're about to say, Brutaka's like what a best Barnacle figure.
He is like the best Barnacle Titan in my opinion.
He's got like 2 flaws.
Arms are a little skimpy, I would say.
And the shoulder armor like to pop off because of the teeth.
Yeah, he has a couple flaws.
He's not flaw free because like no Barnacle's flaw free, but yeah, he's the best.
So solid looking.
But I guess Brutaka.
His color scheme pops.
Yeah, no, Brutaka and Hydraxon I guess can both actually count as technically dream sets, and like the Exoto I would definitely say was a set that we all really wish we had. But I think our attitude towards Bionicle was always different.
For me was more of, it meant more to me when I had the set and the character.
Yeah, we didn't really long over Bionicle sets. Basically, we got the ones we wanted, and then we moved on.
Yeah.
But also, Bionicle was always there, so there was always new stuff coming. Unlike Adventures, which actually died off after a while. And it was like the same thing. I don't know, like, I don't remember like looking at Bionicle, like going like, let's say, looking at the old Bionicle sets going, oh man, I really, really wish I had picked that up when I had the chance. I don't remember having that. There were sets I really wanted when
we're trying to collecting and looking at the prices online, like, it's kind of
nowadays it isn't really a problem because, ready to break here, but, I have all the sets, so, please.
I'm like a few Titans short at this point. I finally have my Rocky collection completed.
And you got a Scopio recently, too, as well.
For a good deal.
So, But yeah, no, Bionicle never had that kind of dream set vibe. I think dream sets for me actually started hitting harder when we discovered Bricklink. Because I was still young and I could peruse Bricklink and see all the sets from the past that weren't in circulation anymore.
Opened up a whole new world
as these are a bunch of sets that my siblings don't own and I can make my own. One of which this was kind of Megacore Magnetizer, which Ek here so graciously got me for Christmas one year.
Best Christmas gift that I gave to him ever.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat that. I don't think Candace is like
certainly the most priciest Christmas gift I've given to anyone ever. I definitely didn't cheap out. I got him like the whole 9 yards. I got the box, like,
nice
instructions,
condition.
the whole set was in like pristine.
The Paul thanks you. It's like that kind of was a dream set because it was like I wanted to start collecting Emtrons pretty shortly after I discovered Bricklink, and Emtrons was my thing, and that was the big one that I figured it would take forever to get.
Bricklink basically opened my eyes to that wonderful theme called Blacktron. I took it and I ran with it, and now I live and breathe it.
I mean, it's like even then, it's like other sets I've been trying to get, like King Leo's Castle or the KK1 theme, the Rock Raider theme, parts of the like adventures. I'm like, these stuff I didn't discover by Bricklink. Because like actually like a lot of stuff that I like Arctic, like for the most part stuff I want to buy and get pretty much is like, actually no, I know exactly what is a dream set, that counts as a dream set. The Spooky Laboratory, or the largest studio horror movie set.
Yeah.
I remember because I had the 2 smallest. I had the werewolf one and the
Secret of the Tomb.
The Tomb, yes. That one I remember, and the other one was like Curse of the Werewolf. And the Lost Toa had the Vampire's Crypt, but no one had the Spooky Laboratory. And honestly, those two bigger ones, I always wanted. I don't get me wrong. I never watched any the Universal monster movies, but I always loved those studio sets, and I actually got those last year at Fake BrickCon. Was it just last year?
Was it last year?
I think so. Because, yeah, it was last Halloween that I made the comics, the Halloween comics.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a year ago. Last Fake BrickCon, I basically got both those sets. And actually, those are probably the most true dream sets that I had, I would think. And
I
even
would
like
say I've
the
already-
Steven Spielberg movie maker set
Yeah.
was on some level a dream set, but it was more so T-Rex was dream set.
I think I'd have to peruse catalogs again, but I think I've already named my two highest ones. That one adventure set and Elephant Caravan, the other adventure set.
Yeah, like there's been definitely other sets out in the past, like Exoforce actually
There's
has
certainly a lot of larger sets that I would look back and be like, yeah, I'd like to have that set, but I never
dreamed
drooled over it. Like kept that catalog page open and kept going back to
I
it,
think I could list
looking at
another
it
one
and
of
staring.
Zactaz, which would probably be Ultimate Space Battle from episode 3 that had
Yes,
two droid
yes.
fighters, a tri-fighter, an Anakin and Obi-Wan starfighter. That honestly, I just look at that set nowadays and go,
No, that actually kind of reminds me. There's
Damn,
that
that's a
one
good
TIE,
set.
there's so much stuff with TIE fighters. It's kind of a dream set for me. I definitely
that was
dreamed of
that was
getting
just a drool-worthy set regardless.
I
Didn't
definitely.
you also really want like the X-wing with Yoda's hut for a while too?
Oh yes.
But you
you're
got
right.
basically, but your X-wing that you got was pretty much the exact same design.
Yeah.
So you kind of fulfilled
kinda
that
did.
need, but I kind of feel like that at one point was a dream set because it was like
It
a
was.
new
I actually
X-wing.
can now that you mention it, I can remember trying to save up and actually getting it. Something else happened to grab my attention probably because
Probably
I
as it
had
goes. We
a
couldn't hold on
limited
to money.
attention span.
We can't hold on money, but Exoforce, I know I had several dream sets. There's a lot of also Exoforce. One was Mobile Defense Tank, which I actually was trying to save up for, and I just missed it. There's Striking Venom, which I always wanted because it was the biggest, baddest vehicle, and the Golden Tower that had Hitomi because it was the only set of the purple Exoforce fig. I had the Hitomi fig.
It wasn't the fact that it was a girl. No, it's the fact that she was purple.
Nah, if I was a bit older, it'd be the
Yes,
fact it was a
Rio
girl.
had purple hair. Well, now that you're older, she's purple and a girl.
Yes. So, but I always wanted that set because I was like, I want the purple X-Force fig. And it was the only set that had it, but never did. And I got the fig now, so the set isn't as appealing, but I'm still an X-Force collector, so I still want it, definitely. And then, oh no, Aero Booster was definitely a dream set.
I remember that.
Actually, Exoforce had a lot of sets I really wanted, but I also really liked Exoforce. I did get Aero Booster at 2 BrickCons ago, which I don't regret that at all. That was like, I love the fact that I got that because that is just such a cool. It's also one of the few Lego sets that has Taste the Wrath of My Anger. So in a few sets, I've taken my anger out and chucked it at the wall or the couch. That was an angry one. Look, I was trying to hang it on the ceiling and things are falling off. I got angry and threw it at the couch.
Collector's Clutch. It's a thing.
It was one of the worst sets of Collector's Clutch, probably.
And for something you're trying to hang and display.
And Exoforce aren't the most sturdy sets to begin with, which was great for blowing up in battles. Don't get me wrong.
So yeah, when you have a combination of bad clutch, trying to hang up, not the greatest design.
And probably got home from work recently. And actually, I was also pissed off at one of my coworkers too. Because this is the same time that this is the girl I was interested in. One of my other coworkers was also interested in her. And I was pissed off at Greg.
Greg!
It was that whole situation. That whole situation. I think I was just like the perfect smelting pot of me getting angry at Lego.
But you know, it satisfied your need of destruction.
Every time I destroy Lego, it always calms me down because then my brain realizes, okay, I've gone too far, and I'm going to like dial it back. That's pretty much stepping over the line for me. I've never broken a piece that way. Zach has broken Kopaka's leg, not out of anger, but just as a play of chuck at the wall because he got blasted back by a Borok.
And then there's the one time the Borok lost his leg just because it was stuck in the snow. You just pulled out, it just broke.
I forgot about that. I totally forgot that's how that broke. But yeah, and I was like and then things I can think of a lot of sets Zach had dream sets about because like I think the Jabba sail barge as well. I know he really wanted, and I think
I wanted.
I think he was actually saving up for it, but he just really couldn't save up in time. Same with like the Emerald Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly,
though
like,
I think Zach does relinquish that from being a dream set because he saw it in person once. And he's like, oh,
it's small.
Not.
I feel like if he also had it in person again, he'd probably also like it more. Because
It's hard to say.
the first time you see something in person that you've dreamt about for a long time, it's always a little disappointing. Once your expectations are in check, I feel like they can kind of get back into.
Well, because I recently got Desert Expedition. Well, I pieced it together and I built it. I'm like, it's a little underwhelming.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to it.
Definitely, the picture makes it look like there's more, and the case probably helps with that too.
Oh yeah.
And it's a fun little set.
Well,
It's
when
definitely
I got
unique.
Dragon Fortress recently and building it, I was like, you know what? It's a great looking building, but it's very empty. Like it's quite literally a very empty build inside. And it's like it was a little
Just
disappointing.
fill it with your imagination.
I did. I filled it with chrome.
I said your imagination, not
My
chrome.
imagination is chrome. That's the only thing I imagine. It's just chrome gold everywhere.
This would explain a lot, except maybe purple.
Oh, purple's in my dreams. I imagine chrome in my daytime, but purple I dream about at night. Which the thing is, you would say, Paul, Onvermel, don't you have like purple dream sets? I'm like, no, I bought them all. I got the Zerg, I got the Night Plus, I got the Danjus,
And the night bus, and the other night bus.
and I have short pants now. So it's like, there's not like a whole lot of purple out there that I look back and go, darn it, I missed out on that. Not really.
Except kind of Hitomi set.
But I got the fake, so it doesn't really matter anymore. And it was like I took years and years to get the Hitomi fake. I got it like quite a while ago now, honestly. Like, still quite a
It was
while
like
ago.
before you moved out, so like good.
Well, it was before before Zacta moved out, I think. Because I think I was in How
Let's say
One's
we're
old
looking
bedroom.
like an almost a decade ago now, or more. Quite a long time ago.
Okay, I mean,
And
true.
time flies.
I realize now that I'm like a decade older than like all the new hire people at my work, and it's like, oh crap, I'm a decade older than these people now. This is scary. But no, definitely. I mean, there's also like other sets I've missed out on that I regret not getting. I actually bought a set that I kind of regretted not getting, but that wasn't like a dream set. But I had to think of like the first set I think I can remember drooling over, like just like trying to think of like a set that like the very first catalog we had, just looking at a set going, I want that. I think 2003 was the first year because it was the first year that I got my own catalog that I can look at by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one reason why Orange Expedition and even also the Star Wars sets from like that 2003, like the TIE Bomber, some Episode 2 sets, the first Job as Palace.
Oh, I could go for a TIE Bomber.
Those sets would be like
for
really nice. And then, I mean, there's something I know. There's like other sets from 2003 that I look at and go, I'd
There's
like that.
definitely one set that when I got it, I was
AT-ATs.
very satisfied to get it because there was a very small sub-theme of town called Outback. There was like 5 sets. One of them's only kind of Outbacky, but it's Outback. I had one set growing up, or How One had another one. The Lost T.O.A had a third one, but there was this 4th one that none of us had. And I'm like, I want that one. It was just a tiny little helicopter
It's
with
a
a
cute
thing.
little set though.
It was. And a few years ago, I found a sealed one at, I believe, BrickCon.
Sounds about right.
Picked it up, and
Well, the thing,
that set met expectations.
The thing
For a
about it
little
is,
set, it
I
was-
would say 90s sets always meet expectations. Early 2000s kind of more that like, for whatever reason, it becomes in the 90s, you know what scale everything is. Like, you know exactly what to expect from like 90s sets.
If there's something that actually has surpassed expectations, it was getting the Black Seas Barracuda.
Dang, that
It
was
was something
good.
we knew about just because of the re-release version. It was
Which
in
is exactly the kind
catalogs.
you got.
Exactly. So, I wouldn't really ever say I dreamed about getting it. It's like, it's a big pirate ship.
Mm.
When I finally did get my hands on it, I'm like, wow, this is really good. It's like the best pirate ship Lego's ever built. And it was the first one.
Yeah, they hit it out. I mean, everyone, as you were pointing out, is basically just copycatting that design pretty
Whereas
much.
when they did the Barracuda, they were looking at real boats. Every Lego set they did after.
At this point,
they
everything's a
just
copy of a copy of a copy, rather than just the
We're looking at you, Brick Bounty. You suck.
Whereas like the Brick Bounty, you look at it, you know that's based on the brick, the
Brick
Black
Beards.
Seas Barracuda, pretty much.
No, I'm pretty sure the Brick Bounty
it
is
took-
based
it
on the
basically-
Brick Series
Well,
Barracuda.
they took the Brick Bounty took the template of the Brickbeard's Bounty, and the Brickbeard's Bounty is an homage to the Black Seas Barracuda, which is actually based on real boats.
Yeah.
It's not like either of those newest boats. They went like, okay, we're going to look at this boat and then make a Lego boat. They all look at the original Lego boat,
They basically just looked at the last Lego boat they made sometimes.
which is just like, and that's one way to do it. But you start to lose some of the minute.
Realism.
Exactly. Now, another set I actually could say might be a dream set.
I think Zact actually had more dreamt about it, wanted the Barracuda more than I did.
Back in the day, I think so. But back in the your love of pirates didn't really get kindled until 2009.
Until that wave.
But
yeah, the new
what I can actually say is once that I think can almost count as a dream set for me was in about 2003, I believe it was. Lego had some creator sets, and I had always a set that had like 3 robots. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I think it was like Robo Warriors or whatever or something. But it had like a yellow, a green, and a red robot. And those are just honestly was one of my funnest sets I had. But the Lost T.O.A had a big blue one. And that always just one's cool. Same with the giant alfalfa bot.
It's kind of like that blue bot, but
Bigger.
newer.
Now, if anyone wants to know what the alfalfa bot is, in 2004,
I think it was 2004, first year of the
Four?
new gray.
I don't know what the bot's actually called, but it's a big dark blade with a hint of orange and sand blue bot that had big pants for fingers and an antenna on the head. Now, I call this the alfalfa bot because if you've seen Little Rascals, you get it. If not, you suck. But for whatever reason,
watch
despite,
Little Rascals.
we always made fun of it for the antenna just on the top of the head, like alfalfa. But for whatever reason, I've actually always, like I said, I like robots, so I've always actually kind of wanted that set too. Just as a, I guess for dream sets, it always comes down to just kind of just I was a bit of a realist knowing I couldn't save up, so I didn't linger on stuff I really wanted. But
I had a bit of that too. Like I said, I wanted Elephant Caravan's a dream set.
Not Scorpion Palace.
Not Scorpion Palace.
Well, the thing is, I looked at the boat and not the Dragon Fortress. Don't get me wrong, I wanted the Dragon Fortress. I think
it also helped that Elephant Caravan had a proper gale storm.
Well, Pippin Reed, but had the green.
It was a proper gale storm.
But also had
it
a
was
car.
Pippin Reed, so it was kind of mixed message.
And had a Bablu, who was a cool looking fig. I remember of all of the extra guys from that year. Remember, Bablu was always the one I think we liked the most. Sherpa felt boring. Jin Lee was the girl, but Bablu was Bablu.
Well, I had Sherpa because I had Temple Mud Everest.
I blame his hat for making him feel like a dork. Carrying the big pack, the big pack. Oh gosh, I haven't said that in a long time. I used to do that all the time as a kid, saying pack.
All his childhood.
But I think the biggest way I can tell what a dream set is looking back now over the years. Basically, what sort of sets have I kind of looked back and go,
I still want that.
I still want that. I feel like we bought a set recently in in the last year or so that was why did I buy this? Besides there's no reason. I feel like it'd be town or city sets would be the biggest proof of I bought this because I think Steven Spielberg's Movie Maker sets actually one of the strongest evidence of that. I was I didn't have any real use for it, but I got it and I don't regret a single moment of it.
You made some uses out of it. Practically its intended purpose.
Actually, exactly for its intended purpose, except using the camera part. But same with the studio set. Though those are good. Those are fun. So those figs are amazing. But it's pretty much at the 30-minute mark, and I've generally tried to keep them cut at this point. And I think we've kind of gone through most of our dream sets.
Meanderings and
I'm sure after this we'll think of about a dozen more later. Once we
probably
chat.
5 seconds after we hit the stop recording button, we'll be like, oh, why didn't we mention this one?
Oh yeah, I know exactly ones. Minifigures, the original minifigure packs, the Green Ninjas.
Oh yes.
The red evil Shogun.
The Scout
Those were dream sets of the truest form of dream sets. Stuff you can never get, but you always want. Same with Chief.
The thing
with Chief is for a while I wasn't even sure Chief existed as a set. Because I don't think he was in any catalog specifically, or he was in one. So I kept thinking, was that my imagination, or am I just seeing advertisements for the game?
I mean, in theory, we could have gotten them, because our older brothers did get
I have all 3 Rock Raider ones. So all 3 and a second Chief, so I'm happy. And yeah, they had the Star Wars ones, but no one had the Ninja ones.
And no one cared about the city ones.
Because all 3 Ninja ones, you had the one with the 2 green ninjas, you had the one with the 2 red colored version of Dojo and Keita, who are normally blue. And then you had the evil Shogun. Honestly, those were also those things are super expensive now. But dude, if I found just any one of those torsos in a bunch of pieces, I would be such a happy camper boy that I'd be I can die young. I'll die now. I'll gladly die single and young. Well,
if I could get my hands on the ninja.
Exactly.
Minifigure.
But either way, this has been the T.O.A Podcast. I have been your host, Onvermel, and we are retiring from the night.